received 37 billion 2023-2024 and 75 billion in this current budget. We are now giving it more through a supplementary. The accounting office of the Ministry of Science has told the budget committee today that they are in consultation with the Attorney General for purposes of establishing a legal relationship with this company. We are just putting their money and then what exists is a memorandum of understanding which the accounting officer promised to present to the committee, but the speed at which the committee was proceeding, we came here before he had returned. Finally, and this is to illustrate the earlier points, Umeme buyout. In the supplementary, there is a 725.42 billion for Umeme buyout. Energy Minister, the Honorable Nankabirwa, I hope nobody will complain again that I am putting names, told the budget committee that Umeme was demanding initially $225 million, which is 832.5 billion. But after an audit, it was reduced to 190.9 million, which is 725 billion. The Minister of Energy told the committee that in the case of ESCOM, when the concession ended, there was no buyout like the case is with Umeme. That's what happened with the Jacobson. Madam Speaker, because no serious scrutiny has done, even me, I was just trying, because I had 20 minutes to do a report, and I was doing a report, the matter was being called. So there are many things. Your duty today as colleagues is to subject every single request to the law. Is it unforeseen? Is it unavoidable? Is it an emergency? That's the duty you have on behalf of the country. If you betray the country, one day you'll have to answer. And I want to thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you for the report. And Honorable Katesh, I was referring you to number 36. The Minister of Local Government, 76.157 is what was requested. When you make an addition of the two, you get that amount. However, the committee recommends approval of 83.462. Is it an error?
Right, Honorable Speaker. The paragraph 36, vote 011, the correct amount 76.5157 billion, which is the split under 1 and 2, and so the recommendation of the committee should read 76.157 billion.
Then,
and, right, Honorable Speaker.
Just a minute. 51.
51.
You've asked for 5 billion to UIA.
Yes.
But in your recommendation, you're talking about to NIRA. Whom are you giving money, NIRA or UAI?
Right, Honorable Speaker, it's another typo. The committee recommendation is to provide 5 billion to vote 138, not 137. 138 is the Uganda Investment Authority.
Then 60.
Finally,
vote 837. But the vote you're giving money is 808. Which is the correct one?
The correct one is vote 837, Isingiro District.
Okay.
Not vote 898. Our sincere apologies.
Okay. Then, yes, Honorable Drea.
Yeah, thank you, Speaker, for the opportunity. Mine is a simple clarification, Chair, because I don't have a hard copy of the document. Somewhere you mentioned a figure of 87 billion.
87.4.
That is a
0.845.
Mandela
Yes.
Stadium. My clarification is, I would like to know the area or constituency where Mandela Stadium is. I believe it's within Chira municipality, and I also like to know whether in any way Mandela Stadium generates local revenue for Chira municipality.
NTR, yes.
Thank you.
Finance.
And I believe it's within Semuju's constituency. Is he against or is he in favor?
Madam Speaker, the correct figures under vote 00011, Ministry of Local Government, are the following: 7.3 billion as arrears for ex gratia and honoraria for lower local government council leaders. 35.2 billion for vehicles for local political leaders, including district chairpersons, city and municipal mayors. And 40.957 billion as external financing from the Islamic Development Bank for implementation of the local economic growth support project, totaling to 83.462 billion.
Okay. He was asking about NTR, whether you get money from Nambole, NTR. And there was a question from Honorable Adria Leon.
Madam Speaker, we get non-tax revenue from Mandela National Stadium. That goes to the consolidated fund.
Honorable Cow.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Clarification I seek from the Minister is on the expenditure within the 3% item 10, vote 018, Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development. This, Madam Speaker, Ateker Reunion Festival, which your good self participated actively, was conducted and...
I did not participate. I was here chairing in the house. I wasn't there.
But which I'm sure you are aware of.
I am not aware of any expenditure. Don't put me into it.
Okay, much obliged, but which I'm sure it is common knowledge. This festival was conducted to its logical... Huh? Okay.
Honorable Musasisi, there is a question that they are asking about. They are taking money.
This festival was conducted to its logical conclusion without any shortfalls. I would like you to give the justification for smuggling 800 million additional.
And that was under the 3%. Yeah?
Under the 3%.
Yes. Let him answer.
Madam Speaker, I thought Honorable Nambeshe has been here long enough to appreciate some of these dynamics. Under 3%, I am seeking retrospective approval by Parliament, meaning all these items that fall under 3%, we have already spent the money. And Atekere is one of the activities where we have already spent the money.
Honorable under 41, the money which is going to Hoima Stadium, Akibwa Stadium, and whatever, will it hurt you if you gave us a breakdown of what goes where?
Madam Speaker, I prepared this summary for purposes of ease of reporting to Parliament. However, we can provide all the particulars.
Okay. Yes.
Speaker, I have a procedural issue.
Yes, Santa.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, given this supplementary report, I think as a country and Parliament we have to plan better. But as I was scanning through, most of these issues are really of great importance. For example, AFCON and Akibwa in particular, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, when you look at ex gracias, it's also very important. Very important, Madam Speaker.
And the vehicles for LOC 5.
And the vehicles. And the money for the lower local governments. The clarification I wanted is whether this money is going for the LC1s, for the newly created town councils, which have not been getting their money. But otherwise, Madam Speaker, for me, because of the urgency of most of these matters coming before Parliament, I want to propose, after the clarification, that we move and we go vote by vote, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Yes, let me get a clarification.
Madam Speaker, we have councillors which go as far as 2017 who are not receiving their ex gratia. This has been in arrears for some time, and it's what we are paying. We are not paying newly created administrative units. These are outstanding arrears for the councillors who are already recognized in the local government units.
And you know they have not been getting money. They have not been getting. At least is one good thing that way. Yes, there is a motion.
Motion. Right, Honorable Speaker. We have listened from the majority report and from the minority report. And I have looked at the length of this report. We need to look at these items one by one so that we select those that we know qualified to go through the gate. With that, I want to move a motion that, Right Honorable Speaker, you put a question for adoption of this report to allow us to go to Committee of Supply. I beg to move.
Seconded. Seconded. Seconded by Kubeketeria, by Honorable Bahati, Honorable Gwang, Honorable Kaberuka, Honorable Ilwelo, Honorable Afoyo Chan, Rita, Honorable Olanya, Honorable Alion, Honorable Macho, Waliomo, Honorable Bulisa, not Bulisa, Masindi, Wakas, Ruhama, Honorable Kabanda, by the whole side. Yes, thank you. And Honorable, yes, by the whole side, including Honorable Akum. Yes. Honorable members, you've...
A point of privilege.
Honorable members,
I
let's
sit on
first
Committee
finish.
on National Economy. In this question, there's a matter.
Honorable Taiwa, first wait. I put a question that the motion that the House resolves itself into a committee of supply to consider the supplementary schedule number 3 for the financial year 2024-2025 pursuant to Article 156 sub-Article 2 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda and Section 25 of the Public Finance Management Act 2015 and Rule 153 of the Rules of Procedure be considered. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Committee of Supply.
So, Madam Speaker, Madam Chair, can I raise my point of privilege?
Rita. Okorogong. I am marking you.
And I'm reading 80.
Exactly, I also saw that one.
I want
That was under
if we
vote.
don't surprise, we shall not get it.
You're going to read.
I can read all, then you put a question on the subtotal. If it's okay with you.
Yes.
I said vote 001 is some recurrent.
Yes.
002, then you put a question and say subtotal.
Okay.
So that one is the one we're correcting is under development. The 8 or something. Okay, so maybe you guide the house.
Honorable members, we are going to read a figure per vote, and then we will put a question for the total, for subtotal.
I'm asking at what point then do we seek clarification on particular vote? Because some of the figures, I can give an example, the AFCON, they have lumped the figure and they have
That's
said
what I asked.
there is Hoima, there is Akiba. We don't want to be used. And then the
condition.
final figure, you find there is just something tiny. So at what point can we seek clarification?
That's what I asked. Give us the breakdown of what goes to Hoima, what goes to Akiba, what goes to. Give us. That's what. So we shall ask for at that when we reach that vote. Yes, when we reach that vote. Yes, go ahead. Yes, we are starting, and be attentive. Issues of figures.
Madam Chair, I have a point of privilege.
Let's first read the figures.
Supplementary expenditure schedule number 3, financial year 2024-2025, recurrent expenditure. Vote 001, Office of the President, 3,610 million. Vote 002, State House, 367,035,660,047 shillings. Vote 003, Office of the Prime Minister, 2,249 million. Vote 004, Ministry of Defense, 183,174,647,400 shillings. Vote 005, Ministry of Public Service, 1 billion. Vote 007, Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, 10,600 million. Vote 008, Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, 166,500 million. Vote 009, Ministry of Internal Affairs, 18,403 million. Vote 010, Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, 27,481,926,033 shillings. Vote 012, Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development, 11,953,497,720 shillings. Vote 013, Ministry of Education and Sports, 104,395,993,101 shillings. Vote 015, Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, 115,300 million. Vote 016, Ministry of Works and Transport, 186,412 million. Vote 017, Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, 915.
We have been informed part of that money we are about to supply is going to go for Omeme buyout. And I'm privileged to sit on Committee on National Economy. The minister came to us that they want to borrow money to buy Omeme out. But when we interrogated into whether the claims are justified, there has not been a conclusive position until now, the figures of the claim are being disputed. Why? Because Omeme has been recovering their costs through what we call feed-in tariff. They are supposed to add their costs and charge it in tariff. Now Omeme is coming to demand money from Ugandans when their concession is about to expire. This matter has not been resolved to a logical conclusion. And this House is moving ahead to appropriate money to pay. Who wants to loot this country? The Auditor General, we even asked for a report. The audited accounts he has not brought. We are supposed to interface with the REA that approves all investments in the energy sector. That has not happened. Now this House is moving to allocate money. We cannot continue to be a rubber stamp parliament. This parliament must for once do a service to Ugandans. I therefore, Madam Chair, implore you that we stand over that budget
Chair,
of,
national economy. Remember, this is what has already been spent, the 3% already spent.
But this one is not spent. We can also refuse.
It is on the 3%.
So why are they coming to us to borrow? Because right now there's a loan before us to borrow.
Yes,
to
Chair.
Buy out.
Chair, let the Chair first clarify on that.
Yeah, Chair, thank you, Honorable Chair. Chair, it is true. We have a request referred to national economy by this parliament, and that's to borrow $190 million for Umeme buyout. It's true we have interacted with the Minister of Finance, but we have not concluded because Minister of Energy was supposed to produce a report of the Auditor General on how they arrived at that 190. So Minister of Energy has not come back to the committee. Actually, we don't know now what will happen to the request before the committee.
Minister. Yes.
Madam Chair, whenever we present the budget, we present it with the source of financing, which is revenue from taxes,
borrowing,
external borrowing, domestic borrowing, etc., which is always approved as a resource envelope by this House. On Umeme, we are going to borrow $190 million from the domestic market to finance the obligations which have fallen due as a result of winding up of Umeme. And as a result of this, we are seeking approval of Parliament from the domestic borrowing to allow us to borrow from the domestic market. What we presented today in the committee was, here is our financing requirements, totaling to 4.255 trillion. And the question was, can we provide how we are going to finance them? We said, yes, we are going to borrow 3.1 trillion, out of which the 720, I can confirm the figure.
No, honorable.
Out of which the 726 billion is for Umeme, and that is why we are here. So what this means is, if we approve this borrowing, the one in the National Economic Committee collapses.
Honorable members, it's a matter of knowing a debit and credit. It's as simple as that. Silo.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
Madam Chair.
If you're borrowing, if you're spending, where is the source of the money going to come from?
Madam Chair.
Yes.
I want to thank you very much. Honorable Minister, you need to guide the House properly or give us the right information, because there are two critical issues here. The issue of the buyout, then the issue of the loan. They are totally different, because you present the loan to committee, which the committee has to look for terms and conditions. They are totally separate. Honorable Minister and colleagues, the loan you present to the committee has to look for terms and conditions. What you are presenting here is the budget. The budget for Meme buyout. And Madam Chair...
Honorable, the loan does not collapse.
Yes, that's
it is a source of financing.
Yes.
It doesn't collapse.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Yes.
The floor, Madam Chair. So there are two issues. The loan does not collapse because the committee looks at the terms and conditions of the loan. What we are presenting here is the budget. But colleagues and Madam Chair, it is important that we understand Umeme buyout. Let us look at it objectively. We should separate accountability from Umeme buyout.
Yes.
Because Umeme makes a profit of 20%. If 1 trillion, Umeme gets 200 billion. We should interrogate the issue of accountability, how much and so forth. But we should make sure we interrogate that, investigate who's stealing money, exaggerating cost. But we should make sure that Umeme exits,
yes,
and we save the billions that we have been using. And so we need to separate. We can interrogate, audit who's exaggerating, how much should we pay Umeme. But Umeme needs to quit because they have been stealing us and robbing us.
The information I wanted to give the member, the information I want to give the members that we have not come to a conclusion that government owes the Omeme this obligation. Until that matter is resolved, you cannot move ahead to allocate money. You are going to allocate money for what? This is real robbery in a broad daylight.
Honorable members, the question Honorable Gusli is raising should go to national economy. Here we are supplying. Let's supply what is there. Actually, you're giving us information. We don't even know what is in national economy. You're not supposed to discuss what is before the committee, before it comes to the House.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Silo.
Additionally, I'm aware that where there is a contract, it details how parties are going to operate. So there is already a contract that has been existing between Umeme and the government of Uganda, and it stipulates how it exits. So for me, let us leave that matter alone. Let us deal with the matters which have come to this committee. The other time will also come. We deal with the matter the way it comes, and we know it, and we check by the fruits and the symptoms and the signs.
Vote 017, Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, 915 billion, 420 million. Vote 018, Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development, 9 billion, 330 million. Vote 020, Ministry of Information and Communications Technology, 1 billion, 310 million. Vote 022, Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Heritage, 3 billion, 240 million. Vote 111, National Curriculum Development Center, 7 billion, 123 million, 473,500. Vote 122, Kampala Capital City Authority, 6 billion, 711 million, 980,000. Vote 126, National Information Technologies Authority, 18 billion. Vote 132, Education Service Commission, 1 billion, 300 million. Vote 137, National Identification and Registration Authority, 436 million, 872,000. Vote 138, Uganda Investment Authority, 5 billion. Vote 141, Uganda Revenue Authority, 38,136,913,704. Vote 142, National Agricultural Research Organization, 70 billion. Vote 144, Uganda Police Force, 62,969,500 shillings. Vote 16.
Not wait. Why do you want me to wait? I'm not here to wait. I have issues to raise. The issue I want to raise is on NITAU. UTL was sold, and the backbone, they gave it to the new investor. Now money has been allocated to NITAU, 18 billion. I wanted to understand what is that money going to do, since NITAU is no longer responsible for the fiber backbone. Because we have already dumped.
Honorable Ogusuli, I want to guide you to get a schedule. A schedule has all explanations of each amount. Just look at it. No. By the time we give you a schedule, we know you know how to read.
Vote 144, Uganda Police Force, 62,969,500 shillings. Vote 166, National Council of Sports, 68,894,694,780. Vote 167, Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, 60 billion. Vote 301, Makerere University, 5 billion. Vote 302, Mbarara University, 3,997,829,950. Vote 409, Masaka Hospital, 600 million. Vote 415, Moroto Regional Referral Hospital, 481 million. Vote 417, Chirudu National Referral Hospital, 2 billion. Vote 505, Uganda High Commission in Kenya, Nairobi, 1,800 million. Vote 506, Uganda High Commission in Tanzania, Dar es Salaam,